Welcome to the Rise of Cryptocurrency show. This is Leo Gantz, and after an incredible 2017 for Wealth Research Group with covering Bitcoin at $400, Ethereum at $12, massive alert on Dash at $30, Monero at $19, and recently Ripple at 27 cents hours before it exploded and went as high as $3. We are setting our sight on under the radar altcoins for 2018. We just released our top 5 altcoins for 2018 report. If you go to wealthresearchgroup.com/top 5, you can download that there, and 4 of them have already made big moves since the release. Today I'm hosting a first-time guest, but this is a person who I see as having a really bright future online. He's 100% all in with cryptocurrencies, and his channel is a rising star in this ecosystem, along with another great new channel that I've been focused on that only does cryptocurrencies, and it's called pureblockchainwealth.com. And so I'm glad to have my guest as he's a former NASA scientist turned crypto entrepreneur, crypto love, real name Randall. Thanks for coming on the show. How are you today?
I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
I want to get started with an important question for every person tuning in, because this sector is absolutely new, and with 200 to 300,000 new people opening exchanges accounts every day, many of the popular ones can't handle the load and do not accept new customers, or take weeks to handle a trade. There is greed all over the place right now. What are some of the worst mistakes to make as an investor?
Yeah, so I think for people just getting into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, the number one mistake to avoid is avoid getting caught up in the hype. So basically what happens is anytime a coin becomes popular, everybody wants to buy that coin, and they do what we call FOMO, fear of missing out. They buy it way too high at basically all-time highs or the highest prices it's been. And then the only place they can really go from there is to go down. So that would be the number one mistake to avoid. The easiest way to get involved for most beginners is just to start dollar cost averaging Bitcoin, because it's been shown over the long term on the bitcoin.pub, which is a really good Bitcoin forum, that it's very hard to beat just dollar cost averaging Bitcoin.
Crypto Love, your channel, is a daily creating content. And you're living and breathing this sector. Wealth Research Group has created a number of special reports as well in 2017, like wealthresearchgroup.com/2018 and wealthresearchgroup.com/rocket, which discuss top altcoins to watch and many of the important things to take note of with this industry. And I want to ask you, Randall, right now, with regards to what most investors think about. Obviously, most people are not full-time venture capitalists, and they don't have the time to research tens of projects every month. And dollar cost averaging Bitcoin would be the equivalent of buying an index fund in the stock market for them. But for people like you who are looking to make life-changing returns and become full-time venture capitalists in this sector, how much time, effort, devotion, and focus is needed in order to make this a reality?
Yeah. So for me, it's a full-time thing. I used to work as a veterinarian, and in my distant history, I was a satellite programmer. But recently, all I do is research Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I wake up in the morning, I meditate, I go work out, I drink a smoothie, and then the rest of the day, usually for like 16 hours a day, I am researching cryptocurrencies, all that I can do. And there's so much information out there because there's over 1,000 cryptocurrencies right now. But really doing your due diligence to find which ones are good cryptocurrencies with good teams that have potential, that have connections, and really finding that stuff before all of the hype.
Randall, I want to get this question out of the way because many people are baffled regarding how to approach the situation. What's your tax strategy?
Yeah, absolutely. So first, I should say I'm not a financial advisor, not an expert, anything like that. But what I do is I just hire an accountant, because right now the taxes regarding cryptocurrencies are so confusing. The government doesn't even know what to do about them. They're making up these rules out of thin air. So I just say put it in the hands of a professional, wipe your hands clean of it, and let them take care of it.
I've been investing since the age of 16. A CPA is exactly what I would use. Never did my own taxes. It's something that you should outsource to an expert. And moving on, let's get into the real stuff. Speculating with the most incredible sector of this decade, cryptocurrencies. Wealth Research Group has had a really successful 2017, and we're now looking at 2018 as the year where some projects will get de-risked and advanced so fast that gains will be astronomical. Let's talk about the altcoins that have enormous potential. What do you think about the potential of Zcoin?
Yeah, Zcoin is a great coin for a few reasons. So first off, it's what's considered a privacy coin. So originally with Bitcoin, it was thought to have some privacy, but it turns out the government can really track everything that goes on with Bitcoin because it is a public ledger. They may not know it's you, but they know it's your address. Well, a few months ago, this was probably back in September, October, there was a big push towards privacy coins. So other privacy coins that people might know would be Monero. Dash has some privacy features. There's also Verge. There's Zcash. But Zcoin is one that I, in particular, am I like very much. It's my favorite privacy coin because first, the zero coin protocol that they use, which is the way that they do their privacy. Every privacy coin uses a different way that they do privacy, the encryption, and Zcoin uses the zero coin protocol. So basically, every coin is minted new. It has absolutely no history. So there's really no way it can be tracked. And I think in a digital age where everything is completely available, to have at least a little bit of privacy, it can be helpful. The second thing about Zcoin, and this is something that's really attractive, is that it has a very limited supply. The circulating supply of Zcoin is right around 3 million. And because of that, it becomes a little bit more valuable, a little bit more demanding. And many other coins that have such a low circulating volume are up near the thousands of dollars. And at the taping of this, Zcoin is right around 100, a little bit over $100. So it definitely has quite a bit of potential.
Randall, another altcoin that Wealth Research Group has done extensive research on, and we're seriously considering it as a top 5 candidate for 2018 is Liske. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so Liske is one of my personal favorites. For anyone who's seen the channel, I talk about Liske all the time. And I really like Liske for a few reasons, but first and foremost, because what they have done with Liske is they built the platform around user adoption. So basically what Liske is it's a decentralized application platform. So other people can build applications on the Liske blockchain, on the platform. And what Liske has done is they've made it super simple for anyone to build an application on there by using JavaScript as the programming language to do it. So about 70% of programmers across the world know how to program in JavaScript. So that just makes it where as soon as they release the software development kits, which is going to happen February 20th, as soon as they release that, any programmer can go and create an application on the Liske blockchain, and they can have it up and running in no time. And I think that's really going to compete a lot with Ethereum, which is another popular platform out there. Just because right now with Ethereum, we're seeing a lot of scalability issues. It's very slow. Liske has this addressed because they have a main blockchain, and then they also have side chains that work. So it has scalability solved. It has user adoption at the core of it. And really they have, on February 20th, they have a Apple keynote style relaunch that they're planning, where they're going to release the software development kits, where they're going to have wallet updates. And this is under a lot of people's radar just because Liske is kind of right around 20th position in terms of cryptocurrencies. And most other people buy into the hype, but Liske really isn't hyping their stuff up. People know this is happening, but it's really a good time to get into it right now.
Regulations. On one hand, we know that there are people around the world that would use cryptocurrencies to fund illegal activities, potentially terrorist activities. Turn this over, and there is a camp of people who want government out of their lives completely, no matter what the cost is. There's always this debate between full freedom or giving up a part of our freedom in order to have rights, laws, and security. It's always that balance. What are your thoughts on this matter?
Yeah, so I think the government's definitely going to try and come and impose some regulations, but I think it's very, very difficult for them to do with cryptocurrencies because they are decentralized. So the only way that they could truly regulate this is by shutting down the internet, or not even that, because we're soon going to have some decentralized internet sources out there, but really just shutting off electricity. That's really the only way the government's going to be able to regulate this, from what I can see. But in terms of the downside of being decentralized, I really think that for most people, if they get involved in cryptocurrencies, if they spend enough time in here, you find that the cryptocurrency community is like a very warm, supportive community. Like, we're all here. We want everyone to succeed, and we really want everything decentralized so that we can bring forward a new world of wealth and abundance that's good for everyone, not just good for the select few.
Let's talk about another incredibly under the radar coin, ARK. Is one that we're actively researching right now. Are you bullish on it?
Yeah, so ARK is another great one. And one of the biggest features of ARK is what they're planning on doing is bridging blockchains. So we've talked a little bit about different blockchains, like Bitcoin has a blockchain, Ethereum has a blockchain, Liske has a blockchain. There's also EOS and Cardano, a whole bunch of different blockchains out there. What ARK is aiming to do is bridge these blockchains to basically make them interoperable. So that way you don't need to be stuck on one blockchain. You can work between a whole bunch of different ones. And this is going to be a big thing in the upcoming year. But one of the reasons I think ARK could potentially be a sleeping giant is because they're doing a lot of work. They're doing a lot of the development, but they haven't been marketing as much as other people. They haven't been really hyping stuff up as much as other people. And I said in the beginning, stay away from hype, because that's just going to get you into trouble. Well, ARK is one where they're developing, they're working forward, they're pushing forward this platform that could potentially be huge. And most people don't hear about it because they're not producing all these news things all the time. So as soon as they have an update, a development that's significant, I think the price of ARK is another one that could potentially go up quite a bit.
Randall, love your work. What's your channel on YouTube?
Sure. So you can just head over to YouTube and search Crypto Love, 2 words, Crypto Love, and just check it out there, or go to crypto-love.com, and all the videos are posted there on the website. But every day I post a new video, sometimes about whatever's going on that day, sometimes about coins that, deserve some attention. And then every Tuesday night I do a late night live stream where I just answer any questions for anyone on the stream.
Lastly, let's talk about where governments can attack this sector, because listeners fear a shutdown or disruption of the industry. Is there a weak link in this industry? Can governments attack the electrical grid or some of the exchanges, or find other pressure points for the industry?
All right. Yeah. So I'll address both questions. I think initially it should be recognized that we're talking about the slow bureaucratic society taking on the smartest, fastest, most driven people on Earth, which are the technology-driven people. So I think kind of having this bloated bureaucratic whale chasing down the smartest, fastest people on Earth, I don't think they're ever going to catch him. But in terms of those two specific examples, number one, with the exchanges, right now there are a lot of projects getting started in decentralized exchanges. Now, there are some that are already up and running. There are some projects in the work. For example, Loopring is a very, very good one that I've been looking at recently. And basically, they're just going to make an exchange completely decentralized. Now, one thing that I look at in many cryptocurrencies is, do they have a working business model that doesn't rely upon trading to be profitable? And so that is a helpful thing to look at with cryptos, to see if they do, because that way, if exchanges are shut down, they'll still be able to run a business. They'll still be able to make money. So I think with the exchanges, within the year, we'll see a lot of really big decentralized exchanges coming up, and it's not going to be an issue. The second thing is shutting down the miners. So it could potentially do that. I mean, there's a lot of mining operations in China, and if they take those down, yeah, that could potentially stop the mining of Bitcoin. But a lot of the newer cryptocurrencies are using different types of methods to mine their coins, like proof of stake instead of proof of work, where it doesn't require the mining, the computing power in that sense. It just requires holding a certain amount of the coin, which is called staking. So in that sense, again, the government's really not going to be able to cut it down with electricity, because it doesn't use electricity that much.
Thanks for being on the show, Randall. Great guy.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Around the world, people are grabbing the bull by the horns and toiling away, putting anything between $100 or tens of thousands of dollars into speculating with altcoins. Wealth Research Group has put months of work sifting through each of the top 100 altcoins to find the top 5 for 2018. Go to wealthresearchgroup.com/top 5 and download this special report. On top of that, as you know, there is a massive, huge liquidity issue with the exchanges and many delays. In 2018, institutional investors will flock to newly listed blockchain stocks instead of going for the altcoins as the connecting bridge between the coins and the stock market, which gives them the liquidity to put tens of thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars to work every day. Wealth Research Group is about to cover 3 brand new deals in the sector. After a first stock in 2017, the sector rallied 900% in 2 months and is currently trading again at very attractive valuations. Make sure you're subscribed to the newsletter and be engaged and alert when we publish our research. Thanks for tuning in today.